Hello folks and welcome back. Today, as you can see, we have a brake rotor and a wheel hub assembly, and today we are going to use these to make a fire pot. And the first step, of course, is to knock out those lugs. And now that the lugs are knocked out, we can finally tack the hub assembly onto the brake rotor. Now if you haven't noticed, this is the same clip I used in the trailer for this video, so this is where I ran out of wire. But now that we got that tacked together, let's start the video. Hello folks and welcome back. I'm Johnny and this is Wartree Ironworks. Oh god.
Today we have Jim from the Crazy Viking Forge. How are you doing today?
Alright, so before moving on with the rest of the video, I would like to ask y'all to like, share, and subscribe. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to Wartree Ironworks YouTube channel. Especially if you haven't done already, because that helps us to get more videos out to you. So like, share, and subscribe, and let's start this build. And so the first step in this process is to heat up the cast iron, because cast iron does not like to be welded on, so we have to heat it up. While we're waiting for it to heat, we're going to work on the airflow system. So this means we're going to put on the initial pipe that runs straight down from the bottom of the fire pot. Now if you are also building a fire pot forge, a solid fuel forge, whatever you want to call it, I really don't care about the length of the bottom pipe. This is just kind of indiscriminate, so I'm cutting off about 2 feet of pipe. And now that that is cut off, the cast iron should be plenty hot. It's not going to burn the wood, but it will burn the crap out of your hands. So use tongs to carry it, use something to carry it that's not your hands, and we can get ready to just tack this onto the bottom. We're going to weld right around that circle. So we get 2 tack welds across from each other from one side of the pipe to the other, and we're basically just going to connect the dots, connect these tack welds together with a seamless bead. There really is not a whole lot to explain. If you are familiar with welding, you know how to do this already. So for those who don't know, it is just like I said, we're basically connecting the dots with a weave pattern bead. And if you don't know what a weave pattern bead, just imagine a zigzag, except these zigzags are not straight lines, they are made out of C's, the letter C. So you got a bunch of letter C's in a zigzag formation, and that's your weave. And of course you want to do your best to keep the center of that weave at the joint where one metal meets the other metal. So it's right there and you get a good connection, good solid weld. So once we have that all solid, we can go down to the brake rotor and hub assembly and begin to weld those together. The airflow isn't going to be affected at this point, so the beads do not need to be solid all the way around. It's just going to be 1.5 to 2 inch bead, gap, 1.5 to 2 inch bead, and so on and so forth. Of course, you gotta add a cigarette butt for some flavor. Let's just weld that thing in there. All jokes aside, that's really all there is to it. We are going to add a little intake manifold for a blower, and that's about it. So let's get to that part real quick. So before we can start adding in the manifold section tubing, we got to know where we're going to put it. So we're going to put it about 6 inches from the bottom of the fire pot, and just cut out the square with our cut-off wheel on our angle grinder. Start your cuts right from the middle of the squares of each line, and just go from there. Go all the way around all 4 sides and make a cut. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to, function. Air has to go through it, and that's it. So now that we got that cut, we remove our little square, and now we can begin to weld on our blower manifold. As always, we start out by tacking it on one side and then the other. and just kind of work our way around. Now this piece, because it's not shaped to the down pipe, we have to weld some gapping, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that here. From the video you can tell there's a gap, though you cannot tell the distance of the gap. It is about a 1/2 inch across. So we're going to start from each end closest to the main pipe, and we're going to continue that bead around, and it's just going to be a bigger C shape and just adding bead to that gap from one side to the other and whatnot. And once we get closer to the middle, we're going to start going in a circular motion to fill the rest of that gap. Now, when I got to this part, I was a little skeptical of being able to actually weld. I didn't know if the FCAW could particularly handle that sort of a gap, but you know, it did just fine. It really goes to show it's all about the person welding, not necessarily about the welder itself. This is probably one of the crappiest, cheapest welders you can get, and it is doing a fine job at what I need it to do. That being said, this is the air intake, so you also want that bead to go all the way around that joint and fill every little gap so there's no leaking air.
I just welded across a 1/2 inch gap. The metal was that far apart and I welded it together.
I don't know jack shit about welding, but I'm impressed.
Did the same thing on the side.
See? I was skeptical, but the welder did just fine. And so with the sides, we do the same with the top and the bottom of that intake for one, essentially, in effect, solid bead all the way around, 360 degrees. And of course we're doing the same weave bead pattern around this joint that we've done with the airflow joint on the big pipe, and as well as the 2-inch beads around the fire pot. All of them are weaves, nice strong welds. But that basically concludes this part of the process. I was going to rattle can it with some high heat black at the end of this video, but my can, as full as it was, it had a broken nozzle, so it was completely unusable, except for as a target on the range. And so we just clean up them welds, and you know, that's that for part 1. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and share and subscribe to Wartree Ironworks YouTube channel. We appreciate any feedback that we get. We appreciate any subscribers who choose to subscribe to our channel, and we very much appreciate it if you enjoy our videos. So like this video, share it, and leave any thoughts, questions, or concerns down in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay tuned for part 2 of the solid fuel forge build, where we're going to finish it up, put it on a stand and paint it, refractory it, and then fire the damn thing up and try it out, see how it works. Hell, I'm pretty damn sure we will even be able to do some forge welding. So once again, my name is Johnny, this is Wartree Ironworks, that's one of our cats. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for joining us. Oh God.
Today we have Jim from the Crazy Viking Forge. How are you doing today?